Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online adds Shadow Man, Turok 2, Seeds of Evil, a pair of acclaimed published releases. So I seen this news and I thought it was pretty cool, especially because it is one of those things. I actually own Shadow Man. I purchased it like about 2 or 3 years ago at one of the retro stores I like to visit. So I got it, fairly recently, and unfortunately, I still haven't played it. It is one of those things. I am a gamer that does kind of go back to the games that I know and love and will repeatedly play those ones versus starting a new game sometimes. So I haven't had the chance to actually play this one, so that is one of those things I do need to kind of go back and still give it a shot because I still do own my 64 and everything like that. So yeah, I definitely need to check that one out. And then as far as Turok 2 goes, I actually never played that one. I think I might have played the first one like once or twice, but it was one of those series that like I never owned, and then I never really knew anyone else, like none of my friends or family had owned a copy of those games either. So I never really got the chance to play those, but it is one of those things, the fact that they're both being able to be released on the Switch, I think is pretty cool because it can be one of those things where you can check them out and maybe get a new fan base and maybe sometime down the line see if they might actually have potential to make a remake or kind of go back into the franchise itself. So as always, we'll go ahead and check out some of the article here, and then we'll check out the trailer that Nintendo had released for those two games. So, Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online has added acclaimed published titles Shadow Man and Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. Nintendo announced. Here's an overview of each game via the back of their box. So that always made me laugh, checking out the overview by the back of the box just because of how old the games are themselves. So I thought that was pretty funny. So, he is coming, stalking criminals in spirit world and real world. A possessed man is coming, a voodoo mask on his chest and lines of power in his back. Shadow Man is coming, trailing evil from live side to dead side, to stop an apocalypse, to save your soul. Saw criminals across two worlds, explore crime scenes in Louisiana swamplands, a New York tenement, a Texas prison, the asylum, and many other locals. Unravel the mysteries of Deadside. Zero gathers sinister voodoo artifacts in order to solve the puzzles. Live the nightmare. Over 40 immersive cutscenes and hours of in-game speech. So I thought that was pretty funny right there. Over 40 immersive cutscenes and hours of in-game speech, because it is one of those things when you hear that you're just like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. For the time, you'd be like, oh man, that's amazing. Especially considering that it's on like a 64 cartridge and everything like that, and the memory is limited. But when you think of that nowadays, compared to like, let's say like Red Dead Redemption 2, you're like, man, that's cute. You know what I mean? It's like we've come so long as far as video games go that hearing that back from back in the day being a hot commodity, it's not really so much the case now, which I think is pretty funny. And then send evil back to the darkness. Go in armed with high caliber guns or soul destroying voodoo powers. And then Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. Only evil this dark could bring him back. Only a game this big can do him justice. Pick off distant enemies with deadly sniper weapons. Ferocious multiplayer death matches. So pretty cool. And then we'll go ahead and check out the trailer here that Nintendo was able to drop. So we'll see what it's about.
Introducing a Screecher Creature double feature that'll leave you thrilled and chill. Present and future collide in two terrifying titles.
I just want to say, you gotta appreciate the the man doing the audio for this. The feature creature kind of a thing.
Eagles that introduced a generation to horrifying worlds.
Turok 2 Shadow Man.
Cross between the worlds of the living and the dead. From the shadows, you will rise.
Now, I know the gameplay is a little bit different as far as the game itself, but one thing, seeing this, for some reason, it kind of gives me the vibes of like Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem or whatnot, because it is one of those things, like it does kind of have that creepy feel to it. And I don't know, there's something about when Nintendo does creepy games, they are able to like make it in their own style, which I've always really appreciated and I thought was really cool. So seeing this, the way that they're able to do it for this game as well as that one, for some reason, for me at least, there is something about both of those games that they kind of have like a similar vibe to them, which I think is really, really cool.
And face the horrors of Legion's immortal army. For you are Shadow Man. Up next. Are you ready to rock in a land lost to time? one man must slay primitive abominations.
See, that's the thing too. Like with Turok 2, I didn't know that it was like had kind of like that space element to it, where you see kind of those alien creatures that it looked like. I thought this was all just back in the day, where you're kind of just maybe just like sent back in time, and then you have to get put into that world of dinosaurs. So the fact that there is kind of more of that, I didn't even know any of that. So I think that's pretty cool as far as the game's like story and everything like that goes.
And save the universe. Turok returns in Turok 2, Seeds of Evil.
Seeds
Two
of
hard-pounding
evil.
thrill rides. Available now with a Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack membership near you.
Expansion pack. All right, cool. That's that. Yep. And so yeah, so I think that's pretty cool, especially because it is one of those things. From what it sounds like, they do have it so that you can play these games if you do have the Nintendo 64 online. But I did notice they do also have them available for the Nintendo eShop. So if you did want to buy them, purchase them separately. I know Shadow Man did. I didn't check Turok 2 yet. I might have to double check that. But if you did want to purchase them themselves and play them, on your Switch, you can do that itself without having to actually do the subscription for the Nintendo 64. Because I mean, as cool as that is, the Nintendo 64 online and everything like that, someone like myself who actually owns my 64 still, it's not really necessary for me. Maybe to play like a couple games here and there, but I would much rather just purchase the games themselves in the eShop if I could, versus having to actually pay for the subscription for it. So I think those are pretty cool. Those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are these going to be some games you're going to be picking up? If there is any Turok fans or Shadow Man fans out there, is there any chance that you're going to be purchasing this so that you can be able to play them again? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.